Hey, welcome back to 25 Days to Slay. If you are struggling with self-destructive behavior or self-sabotage, stay tuned because this video is for you. Hi, I'm Angela, trauma healer and self-sabotage slayer. I help soul-led coaches, healers, and trauma coaches slay self-sabotage so they can embody freedom, live on their terms, and do business their way. And today we are talking about how to stop sabotaging your weekends, okay? If this sounds familiar, I want you to let me know in the comments, okay? You do great during the week. You're disciplined, you show up, you do everything that you're supposed to, and the second you go in and maybe you go a little bit hard during the week, right? Monday through Friday, maybe you wake up at 4 o'clock, you work until 4 p.m. I don't know. I'm hoping that you've got a little bit more balance than that, but maybe this is familiar to you, and you make a commitment to yourself, to your business on the weekend. And as soon as that weekend hits, you're like, nah, fuck that. We're not doing any of that. We're not doing that. I don't want to do that. You don't look at your calendar. You don't do any of the commitments that you've promised yourself. Maybe you go out and get too drunk, okay? I know people don't want to believe that, healers and things, people are doing those kinds of things, but they might be. Or maybe you're around people during the weekend because you don't want to feel lonely, because you can't, the loneliness of the weekend is just too much. So you run to people that you know are hurting you. Maybe you binge watch TV all weekend. There are so many things, and I just want you to know that I'm guilty of all of those. Okay, all of those things. Sabotaging your weekend is completely normal, but this is how you stop doing that to yourself and to your business. The first thing that you want to do is you've got to heal your trauma. You've got to heal your trauma. I know that you know this by now, but if you are still sabotaging on the weekends, that means that there's still some underlying trauma that has not fully been resolved. So you want to make sure that you are working on that. If you want to start right now, I'll leave that meditation for you there. The second thing that you want to do is hold space for yourself in all the emotions that you're feeling. The reason why most of us go back to people, especially that have hurt us in the past, is because we don't want to feel lonely. It is the pain of feeling lonely that we are trying to avoid and escape. So we run to what no longer serves us so that we don't have to feel that pain, so that we don't have to feel that loneliness. So when we are holding space for our emotions, then we don't have to worry about whether or not the loneliness and the pain of the loneliness is going to take over, and then we run back to that ex, or we run back to the people and places that have caused this pain and have hurt us. So you want to hold space for yourself. This is something that I do with my clients. And again, my clients get into the practice of being able to let their emotions run cycles within 90 seconds. Hey, baby. And since I have you, make sure that you like and subscribe. This just helps me build my community, and I appreciate you so much for doing that for me. The third thing that you want to do is to create real balance. If you're not creating real balance and you go so hard during the week, of course you're not going to want to do anything during the weekend. And I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to either. And that's what I would do. I would go so hard during the week. And then on the weekends, I'd just be so exhausted. I couldn't get myself to do anything. So you want to create real balance. And real balance meaning you work your ass off and you play. And when I say work your ass off, I mean you do the inner work, you take aligned action, and you play, and you allow yourself to receive, right? You have that masculine energy and that feminine energy, that do and receive, that work and flow. So that will help you bring in this balance so that you are not sabotaging during the week, because you are so balanced during the week that on the weekend you're like, you know what, I'll do a little bit of play, I'll do a little bit of work. you get to decide what that's going to look like for you during the week. Some people, they can work a little bit more than they play. As a generator, I know that I can, but I also know that play is very important so that I'm not sabotaging during the weekend. And you want to come into realization of these things so that you know what it is that you're working with. The weekends are one of the biggest culprits to self-sabotage, right? Especially like with dieting and things like that, where you do really well during the week, and as soon as the weekend hits, you're like, cheat day, and then the cheat day turns into a cheat weekend, and you're like, fuck it, I'll start on Monday. You know what I mean? And you don't want to do this to yourself. But you also want to be aware of why these things happen. And it is because you're not totally feeling safe with what it is that you're doing and who you're becoming. And this is how you know that things are a little bit deeper than we actually believe that they are. But I help my clients with these things so that they can feel worthy and deserving of all that they desire and success and happiness, so that they can fully step into unwavering self-trust and show up as all of them online and create freedom and call in soulmate clients and do business their way. And that's what I help my clients with. And I do have a masterclass coming up on slaying doubt, so make sure that you check that out below. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and let me know if any of this stuff on the weekend sounds familiar. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you tomorrow.